think you should.
What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Ethereum Classic. So shout out to, I believe it is Joseph McDowell. We will be looking at your top altcoin that you commented in the description, in the comments below. So shout out to you, good job. Otherwise, if you guys would like to enter the raffle, it is still going on. To win the free Bitcoin t-shirt, you should see it above me. Check out the description below and the rules and regulations will be there. So if you want to enter it, just check that out and you can win it. The shirt is a tank top and it is a size XL. So read the description, comment all the stuff, like, comment, subscribe to the page, and you will be entered to win the raffle. So let's move on to the cryptocurrency market cap. Just going to refresh the page right now, and you can see that everything seems to be doing quite well. So we do have a lot to talk about today. You'll notice that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, everything is pretty much up today. Huge numbers on the board. Qtum up 42%. EOS 28%. Huge jumps. Ripple up 11.26%. So awesome day. Seeing a lot of new volume being added to the market. We're at $326 billion. So that was, I believe, a $26 billion jump from yesterday or the day before, with a 24-hour volume of 18% and Bitcoin dominance at around 44%. Very nice to see. Litecoin up 4.7%. Everything is pretty much making gains and moving in an upwards direction, which is nice to see. Looking at Litecoin, you'll notice a very interesting pattern. Reading some of the comments that you guys left, I did tweak the graph ever so slightly so that the lines are more adjusted and well fit to the chart, just like that. Okay, cool. So basically you'll see here how with the adjusted lines what exactly is happening for Litecoin. Just want you guys to take a look at that. You'll notice how we are setting higher lows and we are setting lower highs. So this pennant flag is seeming to be moving in a good direction right now. We are staying steady in between these two areas, and you'll notice from past pennant flag forms that Litecoin has taken, around the 80% area, we usually break out and move upwards, and we start seeing some very nice movements into the upward direction. You'll notice that we did retest the bottom right here at around 138, bounced up right off of that, and we are continuing to go up right now. The next step I see Litecoin taking is to make a move up higher to retest that middle moving average, but we are pretty low in the RSI right now, so I can see us making a more of a jump very soon in the altcoin. If I zoom in on the 4-hour chart to give you guys a better view, you'll notice a familiar pattern that we're seeing right now. So basically, I drew a channel right here between 155 and 162, and you'll notice that Litecoin is having a tough time breaking above the 162 area, as well as getting a lot of support from the 155 range. And you'll see that we have played along this top for multiple times in the past, using it as support, coming down, retesting it right here, and then moving up again to use it as support right here. If I zoom back, or I move back, you'll notice we have retested it here and fallen and used it as support before we blew up in price. Going back a little farther, again, you can see right here, tested that 160 range. And if I come back a little bit to the end, you'll notice we did see a lot of resistance in that 160 range before. So that is a good way to make sure that that is a channel. It's not just lines that you're drawing. There's previous highs and previous lows and supports and resistances to prove that this is a steady line, a steady channel for Litecoin. So basically what we're looking for right now is a break above the 160 channel line of resistance and moving up higher to retest that middle moving average. That is ideal. It would be nice now for Litecoin to go up out of this bull trap market that we've been hanging out in. So definitely a good weekend approaching for Litecoin and a good week for Litecoin. We're hoping to see now just upwards movement pretty much in all crypto. It'll be nice to see what exactly happens, whether we go up or whether we break down and continue downwards on this. So it'll be a very interesting time to see where Litecoin wants to take it based on chart reading and previous charts in the past and channels in the past. If you can read the different patterns that Litecoin has made, every time it makes this, it seems to break upwards around the 80% when it's 80% full. So moving on, let's just check out Bitcoin. Of course, I'm sure you guys are all wondering and waiting and hodling and waiting for when are we going to come back up to 18,000? When are we going to go back to 20,000? You know, who knows? Nobody knows. But based on this chart, zooming out on the daily, this is a pennant flag for sure. If you guys have not realized already, this is a beautiful symmetrical triangle forming right now, and it would be nice to see a breakout in April for Bitcoin. As to how high we go, it'd be counted by this movement, so we could definitely retest that all-time high for sure. It's just a matter of fact, are we going to break out or are we going to break downwards? But basically, by the way this Elliott wave triangle is forming, you'll notice I drew this way before we reached here. You'll notice we came back down and literally landed right on that line right here and bounced up off of it to start to move higher. That is also what is happening with Litecoin too. We did bounce off that and are now moving higher. So it'll be nice to see us go to point E and then hopefully break upwards out of that as well. Moving on to Ethereum. Getting off that. Very interesting chart. You'll notice the bottom line of support in the dark, bold font, I guess. You'll notice we did just quickly retest that, bounced off of it with support. You'll see huge line of support for Ethereum. Bounced right up off of it and are now at around the $542 mark. And honestly, by the way this chart is looking, it seems like we are probably going to be retesting that that $457 mark shortly, because the only way we're going to go up is if we can break this downtrend right here, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. So definitely want to see where Ethereum plans on going. I am extremely bearish on Ethereum at the moment, though, because I do see this going down farther, but we do have to pay more attention to this coin because there is a chance it can break by the mid of April. So good chance it will, honestly. Ethereum is an awesome coin, so definitely keep an eye out on that. HODL it if you do have. Don't sell yet. Always sell for a profit is what I have to say. Moving on to Ethereum Classic, let's just check out this graph. Going to go on to the daily to get a better view. Very interesting chart indeed. There are some key lines of support that I'm seeing, which we're going to draw right now with some horizontal lines. This is an obvious one. Hopefully you guys picked up on this first. And then there is one down here as another obvious line of support. And there are some ones higher up, like right around here, and higher up right around here. We can draw those on just for drawing sake and so you guys can understand where lines of support can be. There's also another one right here. You'll notice how many times we've retested that high right there. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and we just broke right up out of that. So those are some nice support and resistance line for Ethereum Classic. If we zoom in, let's see, let's go to the 4-hour so we can get a nice downtrend. You'll notice, hopefully you guys have noticed that massive downtrend formation that you can see. Pretty much just like that would be an ideal downtrend. Actually, this is pretty good too, just like that. You'll notice how many times we've touched and fallen downwards from that. You can clearly see that once we retested this line of support, actually, that's very interesting to notice too, is right, if we can move, oh, let's just put another line of support on the graph right here. So cool. If you guys noticed, following this downtrend right here, it faced support at the $14.30 mark and popped right up off that, retesting that line of resistance, that downwards trend, and we broke out of it. So honestly, what seems like Litecoin, Ethereum Classic is going to do, and if you guys did want to make some money in the short term, would be to buy in, if you didn't already buy in down here, is to ride this back up, because what Ethereum Classic is trying to do right now is to come back up and retest that middle moving average. And I'd recommend selling when we retest that middle moving average, because there is a good chance we're going to bounce downwards off that. Because you'll notice that that line at $22 is a huge line of resistance for Ethereum Classic as well. So we're going to be retesting that middle moving average and that line of resistance at the same time. So there's a good chance it's going to come down. But in the meantime, you have all of this area right here to make a profit off of if you did want to buy into Ethereum Classic or are holding on to Ethereum Classic. But it does seem like it's doing well so far after breaking out of that downtrend. But if you did want to make a short-term trade, wait for that to go higher up and retest that MMA before deciding to sell off that coin. But otherwise, that is going to sum up the video for today, guys. So I hope you liked the channel. If you have any comments, suggestions, or complaints, leave it down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Otherwise, leave a comment telling me what your top altcoin is that you want to review, and I will try and shout you guys out. So otherwise, I will see you tomorrow, and peace.